Good morning, fuckers. Welcome to another day at the Daily BM. It is Man Monday here on the show. Mikey, what's going on?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode with me and my buddy Brad, where we're going to talk about all things that interest men.
So, if you're pulling out your old Penthouse magazines and you've got your cigars out and your whiskey, we're ready to rock and roll. Let's do this. The end. Oh, you got a cigar?
Yeah, I do.
Started early. Hey, before we get started,
that for a little later today.
Yeah. Oh man,
for celebration.
Am I gonna come over there? Smoke a cigar?
No.
You have more? Oh, shocker.
No.
Shocker.
That's why. That's why you're not coming over, because you always try to smoke my cigars.
I'm not coming over. Yes, he's not coming over today. Thank God.
Smoke away. Buy one, get one at Mike's house.
You're such a dick.
I buy one, Brad gets one for free.
That is true. That does happen a lot, man.
I'm just playing. I mean, if you want to come over, after work, come on over. We'll light up and have a little bit of put something long and hard in our mouths and puff on it for a little bit.
Get it ready for later. All right, I like where you're going with this. No, seriously, I'll joke around outside. So I went Friday to see your wife. No joke here before we get started into man talk. And I got a facial, man. It was absolutely freaking incredible. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, she gave me a facial too. That's great.
Wait,
she just loves giving facials.
I don't want to know.
I mean, it was probably very similar to your facial.
I seriously doubt it. So Saturday, I set up a tent.
So just so everybody knows, my wife owns Blended Beauty Lounge, and she's an esthetician.
Clarification in order here.
And she does signature spa facials with sound bath therapy for men and women, and it is to die for. It's a relaxing hour of tranquility, and you just feel amazing after you walk out, and your face glows. Just check Brad's out. His is glowing. Mine always glows because I have amazing.
Oh, here we
skin,
go. Self-posturing time. Hi. Self-posturing time.
Yes.
It's time with Mike.
But, that brings me into my topic I wanted to discuss, because you introduced me to a product that has changed my life.
And what may that be?
In more ways than one.
And what may that be?
Actually, it's beard oil and beard balm by Mason Danger. You turned me on to, I believe it was Renegade, and then the balm is Haunted, right?
Correct.
At the home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I actually ordered the other one, Outcast, in the oil. And I like that one as well. Yeah, it has a good smell to it. I really enjoy it. But what I like about so I've tried a lot of different beard products, because I have, we're both graying, and we both have
Wait, we're both graying? Look, dude, this is no longer. This is what the graying is done. It's
you completed the gray, and now you're white.
Mission accomplished, bro. Mission accomplished.
So you're white, and I'm graying, and I'm I've still got some salt and pepper going on. Yeah. But what I've noticed is as my beard has lost its color pigment, it has become coarser, and it's also become a lot drier.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried a lot of different brands of products, and a lot of them make my face, because I've got naturally oily skin. I've got the olive skin tone, and it naturally stays hydrated. I don't have to put a lot of extra product on it. When I do put things like oils and creams and stuff on my face, it causes it to get extra oily, and then I can start having breakouts, and it gets itchy, and it's not a good time. So I've tried different beard oils over the years, and I always have an issue where it's like I just lathered my face with like gear grease oil, and it feels really thick, and like it gets on my shirts and stuff like that, so I have to take a lot of it off, and I don't really feel like I'm getting a product, like especially if I use like argan oil and stuff like that. I've tried different balms and different things like that, and they've always been very heavy, or they've given me that really bright sheen where it's like my beard's like sparkly. And you even had that problem on the product you were using before. Anytime you would oil your beard, it would look like you were like Blackbeard, like bright.
Like I just came out of the shower.
Shiny. Yep. Yeah, just like exactly like you just came out of the shower, and it looked like your beard was completely wet. And I
And I
feel like
use
that
very little
makes
product too, just
oh,
so you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. You're like one drop and, that's all you're using, and I feel like it makes your face look, greasy. And
Mhm.
my face too. Like, I feel like it makes me look greasy, like,
Mhm.
sweaty and greasy
Like
looking.
a
Like, I don't think
50s
it's
greaser.
yeah, like, I don't think it's, like, an attractive look. So you started, you found Mason Danger, and they're actually a local Lakeland-based company,
Mhm.
and you started using it, and I noticed immediately. I was like, "Hey, dude, what happened to your like, shiny beard? Like, did you stop using the product because you went from, like bright and shiny to like, you know, uh, regular, just
Regular beard look,
what?
yeah.
Yeah, what's the
A more defined, crisp feel to it. Yes, I know what you're
yeah,
saying, without that
and then
shiny
it
look.
didn't have the sheen to it, right? It was more like a flat. It was like your beard looked like a flat, normal natural color, not like a shiny, glossy look. And I was like, "Did you stop using your beard product?" He's like, "No, I found this new stuff, and you let me try it." And I was like blown away at how light it was and how well it worked. So I immediately ordered some product, and being the stellar rock star I am, I put the wrong address in, and he shipped it to the house next door, and they refused the package. And it went back to him, and I called him immediately, and he got a new package out, got it like the next day. He threw a couple things in there, like some care package items, which was really cool of him. And I really was really happy with the customer service because he was so quick to respond, and it was quick shipping. And the product itself is really, really good. Like, I love the beard balm. I love the hold.
Mhm.
I mean, if you look past at some of the older videos, my beard used to have a lot of straggles in it, even though I brush it. I have a brush here on my desk because I brushed my beard continuously all day, several times a day. Anytime I was about ready to get on a Zoom call or a podcast or anything, I'd have to brush my beard out to try to straighten it as much as possible. And I'd get a lot of flyaways too. So it looked like, I just, went down in a charter plane and was stuck in the ocean somewhere for 7 days and screaming out, "Wilson!" Like, it looked horrible. But since I've got the beard balm, it has completely gotten rid of all of those problems. Um, the oil itself too makes my beard much, much softer. Like, I've noticed my wife saying, "Hey, your beard doesn't feel nearly as coarse as it used to."
Right.
So I think that has a lot to do with the Mason Danger product line and the good quality product of stuff that he puts, or the good quality ingredients that he uses. So you
Yeah, I
can talk a little
agree.
bit to like what you think about that, about the product.
Well, I obviously found it because I went through 3 different companies,
Mhm.
trying to find the right fit, and I just all 3, no offense to them, I mean, all within their rights, it may work for other people, you know?
Right.
It just didn't work for me, and, but I'm always willing to give something a shot. I even listened to my barber and use something that he carries,
Mhm.
and still, I look like a grease pit, you know?
Right.
I mean, and I was cutting the amount I used down to like a minimal even, and I
Yep.
was still shining and glow. I mean, like you could see the light piercing off of it, and in the
Mhm.
Florida sun, man, it doesn't hide anything. I mean, it lets you know what's
No.
on your face real fast,
Right.
and then I found this product, and I'd always seen like because he does a really good job. Like their company does a really good job with their stories. They're all over TikTok. They're on
Mhm.
all the social media. So I was like, you know what, man, this is local. Maybe I should just give it a shot because I was like, I'm so sick of like finding stuff that sucks. And I was like,
Yeah.
so at least I'll try somebody local. And if they suck, at least I'm helping support the local community, so to speak.
Shop local.
Yeah, shop local. So I was just like, screw it. So I ordered it, and man, immediately when I put the balm in, first, I knew I had the product I liked. And the reason
Mhm.
why is because, like you said, the minute, like right now, again, I had a facial, so from your wife, so
Yeah.
I have a little scragglers going on. I have to wash my face and get all some of the
Right.
product out. But it just when I put it on, it holds. Like my beard is very squirrely and very like it'll like bing go out of this world on you quick. And
Right.
any port of humidity or moisture with Florida, anybody who lives here knows it's hotter than the surface of the fucking sun, and that the humidity during the summer just gets insanely crazy. You sweat the minute you walk outside to the mailbox. But so I noticed that it held even in the heat. It didn't start like sweating off
Mhm.
because in most cases, products start to sweat off your face, whether it's lotion, whatever it might be. So the second thing was the big one was when I used the Renegade oil, and I only used a little bit of it because I was worried it was going to be greasy. Because anytime you put an oil in your hand, you think, man, this is going to be greasy. What I
Oh
liked
yeah,
about it,
100%.
what I liked about it is that it worked really well with the balm, and then dried. Like, I mean, the sheen is so small that when you walk outside, you don't get that glistening.
Right.
So that's the reason why I love the product. That's the reason why I was so big on it, and I made a story right away and tagged them in it. And then we developed a relationship with them. But just through back and forth messaging. But
Yep.
it
And
was
then
like then you came over and you're like, hey man, I really like what you got going on over there. So then I handed it to you,
right.
and the rest is history. But it was
Well, yeah.
was
I mean, I saw your post too, and I was like, man, Brad does not really endorse a lot of products
no,
unless
I
he
don't.
really, really, really likes them. So that made me go, let me ask him about that. And I didn't. I had tried so many different products that I was actually to the point where I was like, I don't want to invest another dollar because I bought,
Yes,
I
I
bought
know.
stuff that was
I
like
know you.
$100 at the bottle, because it was supposed to be the best, and I really wanted good quality product. So I tried it. And I don't like it. It was too thick. It just didn't hold right. It was, the chemicals in it made my face break out. I I didn't like the stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff I didn't like. So I was like, let me try some of that first. And when he came over and see, let me dry a couple drops of the oil. I put it on. It felt good right when it went on. Like, it didn't feel, and it didn't leave a residue where I had to go scrub my hands, to where I was afraid if I touched anything, I'd leave like oil spots behind. And then I tried the balm, which what I really liked about balm is it didn't take a lot of effort for it to like melt in your hand. Like, it's a solid in the case, but as soon as you take it out and you start rubbing it in your hand, it turns into a liquid pretty quickly. And then you can apply it, and it applies nice and even and smooth as opposed to like being clumpy or having any issues with it. And I tried it and I didn't have any issue with it that 24-hour period. From when I tried it the next day, because usually if I have something on my skin for 5 or 6, 7 hours, within 24 hours, I'll start having like a breakout or some type of issue. And I didn't have any of that. So I was like, okay, let me get on here and order this. And I ordered it, and I've been using it every day since. And I freaking love the product. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. So much so that, Brad and I got to talking, and we actually reached out to Mason Danger and asked them if we could be affiliated with their program and have a affiliates code. So if you'd like to try Mason Danger, Brad has the details as far as how to get that. So would you like to tell the
Yeah, sure. So I just want to
listeners?
reiterate one other thing you said earlier.
Mhm.
You know me. I am not the Peyton Manning of products. And what I
No.
mean by that, guys, anybody that watches football knows Peyton Manning will endorse anything.
Yes.
That's always been a standing joke with a lot of the guys across the NFL,
Mhm.
and I just don't do that. I mean, if I think your product sucks, I don't want to touch it. That's just the way I am. I won't endorse it because it's got
Right.
the way I see things. It's that I'm putting my name on that as well,
Mhm.
and that product better be good because I don't want people
Right.
writing me an email going, "Man, that product sucks."
Mhm.
I can't believe these guys suck because they just they'll endorse anyone, and I just don't do that sort of thing.
Right.
But if you just go to the Mason Danger, you can go to it the website easier just by going through the
Mhm.
dailybm.com. We have a link there. Scroll down just a little bit on the very homepage, and you'll see a link takes you right to it. If you enter dailybm at checkout, you'll get 20% off right now with that code. So just I'm telling you, it will not let you down. This product is great. If you have problems having an oily beard, wearing it, I don't know about the rest of you. Have you ever put your sunglasses on your shirt and then you lean down and look at something and now you got oil on your lenses? Yeah, that takes away that right away. So
Mhm.
I think you're going to totally dig this product, and you'll end up making it just a regular monthly to 2-month thing, depending on how big your beard is in your men's product line. I promise you will. So
Yeah.
yeah, head over to the website dailybm.com. Get that 20% off right now on all your Mason Danger products.
Yeah. There's one more thing that I'd like to talk to you about too that kind of revolution our lives, both of us, and that's
Mhm.
Andrew's company. Uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah. Apex. What's the full name of his company?
it's Apex Medical.
Apex Medical. Yes. So, a while back, Brad and I, we're both getting up there in years. And we were having some guy problems. Mostly it was we were putting on, it was harder for us to take the weight off. We would have like low energy, low sex drive, and it was, depression, like things that used to not bother us were really starting to bother us, and everyday life was just getting harder and harder and harder. And we would go to our medical doctors, and our labs would be good, and everything would be fine, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is fine. Maybe you need some Prozac, maybe you need some type of antidepressant." That's what I was getting a lot of. And maybe you need to go, on a diet pill, or maybe you need to do this or that, what have you. And we picked up a client on our agency side, Andrew Miller, and he has a company called Apex Medical, and basically it's a men's fitness company that specializes like in testosterone replacement therapy, among many other things. I actually get several of his products now. But let me tell you something, that changed. I think you started that first too, didn't you?
I started it first. He reached out to me. He stopped by when we had our
Yes.
physical location before we went remote. And he came in. Andrew was a great guy. He was looking to build a website because he was already doing very well on his own, and he wanted just to expand it and offer this. His knowledge is incredible in this industry, guys. I mean,
Yes.
The one thing about, I'm not taking anything away from a general practice doctor, but a general practice doctor doesn't really know TRT. They have set guidelines when they measure out, they do it basically on an average. And everybody that knows anyone knows that every individual is different, and their body type's different. The way they absorb testosterone is different. You may need a liar. You may need
liar.
No, but you might need a higher
Yes.
testosterone dose. Like mine, I'm lower because my body loves testosterone. Yeah, because I have so much estrogen because I'm such a female. But so each body is different. Where Mike doesn't require as much as me. He holds on, he keeps his levels right there where he needs to be. But I need lower dosage because it just loves. My body loves it, and I just shoot to the roof.
Well, so basically what Brad's talking about is when we started, so we went and got baselines, and like for me,
Correct.
I went and got my baseline back in 2018, and I was at like a 287, which my general practitioner said, "Oh, hey, 250 is the borderline. Anything under, I think it was 249 actually. Anything under 249 is considered low testosterone, but anything over that is like quote unquote in the normal range. It was for 250 to I think 850 was considered the normal range on the test that they had given me. It used to be like 1200 was normal, but they've dropped it over the years because men have had a declining in testosterone for decades now. And I think a big part of that's diet, but we can talk about that another time. So my general practitioner said, "Well, you're at this level. We don't have to worry about it." And I believed him. I was like, whatever it is. And then I was going to the gym, I was working out, I was doing all this stuff, and I was getting no results. I was constantly fatigued, I was constantly tired, I had no energy levels. It was miserable. My emotions was, I went from a raging asshole to, crying, at TV commercials, and no control over any of it, just back and forth. Just depends on where I was at. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And then Brad, we got this client, and of course, when we get a client, I like to learn more about the business and stuff like that. So I started talking to him, and we actually went to lunch with him, and he was telling us more about it and how it worked. And he's a fit looking guy. And he says, I've been on testosterone replacement because my testosterone is very low. So we started talking about it. Brad got on it, and I immediately noticed that Brad was starting to have a change in his mental state, his mental clarity. I think that was the worst too, is the mental fog that I was suffering, because I was constantly forgetting things, having like, moments of just like confusion. And it wasn't the point where it was like drastic, but it was just literally, I'll walk in a room and be like, shit, why'd I walk in here?
Yeah.
So, we sat down, had lunch with him, and he was talking about the benefits of it. And, I, of course, had a lot of skepticism because I was worried about, my
Yes,
nuts
you did.
shrinking, like future problems, like,
Smaller than what they already are, right?
yeah, well, like there's so many bad roid rage, like the whole
Right.
9 yards, like, and I guess because that's you're taking testosterone,
Yep.
and he really put my mind at ease and says, that's if you go extreme, if you go over the top, because again, like if you go real heavy on it, of course you're going to benefit more because you're amping up your body because it needs that testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went ahead and started taking it. And within about a month, I noticed a drastic change as far as my energy levels, my quality of sleep was so much better. My sex drive was back. My desire to work out and live life was back. I was no longer crying at the dumbest commercials for no reason. Like, I still have
Guilty.
emotions, but there would be commercials about like dads and their kids on TV, and I would literally start bawling because my daughter was like, she's like 22 now and she has her own life and she does her own things. And I'm like, oh my God, that used to be me. Like, I'm so old. And like, now I don't have that anymore. Like, I'm back to my feeling like my 25-year-old self. I've noticed that it's been a lot easier for me to pack on muscle in the gym than it was before. I've noticed I'm starting to lean out a lot easier than I was before. Because no matter what I did, like I could do like 2 hours of cardio a day and like it would have hardly any effect. Which would make things worse. And now, I've been on it for over a year and I feel great. I feel young again. And I went and had my labs done and my labs are better than ever. I have no side effects, I have no acne, none of that type of stuff, because, Andrew knows what he's doing and he did an excellent job um getting me on the right program and getting me regulated to where I have enough free testosterone in my system for my body to do what it needs to do without going overboard on it, like some people could do. So again, that's something that's, both Brad and I have had a lot of success with. And I know it's very controversial. There's a lot of people out there like, oh, try natural, do this, do that. I went to GNC and I bought all the natural testosterone boosters. I spent thousands of dollars trying to do that stuff. And some of it maybe bumped me 30 points, but not enough to bring me up to where I needed to be. What I like about Andrew's system is, I take a shot every 3 days. My general practitioner, when I was talking to him about it,
Oh,
after he wanted to run 4 rounds of tests, he wanted me to wait like 6 months and do 4 rounds of tests to really see if my level was truly at 167. The last time that it showed up, it was showing a decline over the course of 2 years. It was 249, 200, 167, but he wanted to do 4 more tests spaced out 6 months apart just to make sure that I was that low. And I was like, I don't think I'll be around like 2 more years of waiting for tests every 6 months, like I need to do something now.
right.
And then he even wanted to do like come in and do like a one-time monthly injection. And the problem with the one-time injection monthly is you get this huge spike of testosterone. And then so you go up like you're climbing a mountain and then you're coming down the backside of the mountain until you crash again in the valley. And then you get your big spike and you're shot back up into the space and then you come crashing back down to the planet. So basically it's just like that when they do it on a monthly. But with
Let me
this
interject on
system,
that one too, because
sure.
it's like you said, it's like that spike mountain up and
Mhm.
down. That's what triggers your mood swings.
Yeah. That's where you can rage out and you have all these
Yep.
issues because now it's I take an insulin size injection, insulin needle injection like once every 3 days. It's painless. I don't feel it. It's a small amount. It keeps me completely level, completely regulated, and I've never felt freaking better. Like I
That's
feel
microdosing,
completely
right?
balanced.
Microdosing,
Yeah,
right?
that's microdosing. I mean, there's some guys out there. I've done some research on it, and there's guys out there that say you could do daily microdosing, which
Right.
that's a little bit too much for me. I don't know if I
I'm
need
the
it that
same.
level because what I'm doing now is working very, very effective for me. Like I don't feel this massive spike of testosterone where I'm like, let me kill it. Like I just I feel level. I don't feel up, down, indifferent. And my like I said, my last set of labs, everything was amazing, like perfect. My cholesterol was low. My blood glucose was low where it needed to be. Blood pressure low. Testosterone level, right at that 899 mark with 100, 125 to I think it was 150 free
Right.
testosterone. So I had plenty of free testosterone for my body to do whatever it needs to do with it to be optimal with my, therapy.
And you know where I saw the
So
best results myself? It's funny that you say
yeah.
that because I switched. When you started talking about microdosing
Hmm.
and getting into that every 3 day scenario versus like, twice a week or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Now that it's balanced out, from coming from 2 times a week to the every 3 days,
Yeah.
I can honestly feel a difference. in that one too as well. So I'm a fan of that. I think the problem, and it might work for some people, the daily dosing is the real small micro every day, is that being able to stay on top of it with your schedule. I find that to be very difficult. I mean, the 3 days already challenging enough without me setting reminders in my phone to remind me and or in my calendar. But I find that to be manageable on a manageable level. And I'm going to be getting retested here soon. So, it should be the same as what it was doing it twice a week, because the only difference is I'm just staying at a consistent level during that 3 days. And I've noticed, besides my one mood swing this last week that you know of, but that was due to work stuff. But most of the time I'm pretty even keel. I notice I'm not
I don't think that was testosterone induced. That was just regular male anger at a situation. Like I think that was appropriate level of response for what was making you mad. Like that.
I had to get it out.
It's like, that's the thing. It's like when you're low testosterone, you don't approach things in a manly way. Like you're literally like, just, you want to cry. You're like, you bitch out. Pardon my language, but that's what you do.
That's a great way to say it. You bitch out. That's exactly what you do.
You bitch out a lot on a lot of stuff because you're just not. You don't have, the hormone that regulates and drives the intensity, the aggression, all of that stuff. You're basically neutered, for lack of a better word. You're neutered as a man, and so I had a huge bonus on that. Now, something that I started a month ago that I've really also enjoyed from Apex Medical and has made a big boost to my energy level is his injectable B12.
Right.
I started supplementing with 1 milligram of, is it milligram or 1 milliliter? 1 milliliter.
I think it's 1 milliliter. Yeah,
it's 1 milliliter. Yeah, it's liquid. 1 milliliter of vitamin B12. Intermuscular, once per week, and that has also given me that additional boost of energy. It helps me get through my workouts, which help me sleep better. And, those are just 2 products that I use from him, that have really revolutionized my life. And it's so great because I just message him and say, hey, I need a refill. And he says, fantastic. He sends it every, I want to say every 2 months we run labs. We did in the beginning every 2 months. I might be every 6 months now. I haven't followed up with him because I just had my labs done. In the beginning, it's more labs because he wants to see how your body's adjusting to it so we can make adjustments to the dosing to get you exactly where you need to be. I'm now in the phase where everything is perfect. So what I'm doing now is going to be consistent. And I think we'll just be testing like twice a year, which I like to do anyways, just because I want to make sure I'm not having anything major happening inside my body. We also ran a complete mineral panel and vitamin panel the last time I went, which was really good to know because I was actually a little deficient in vitamin D, which is super important. It's easy to get if you get a lot of sunlight, but because we work indoors a lot, we don't get as much sunlight as we should. So I now take a daily D12 supplement as well, and that has really made a big difference. Now that I've got it in there, everything's been mood stabilizing. So all of these components are making my life better. And, those are the things we mentioned on the show today are 2 products that I really endorse both of them because they make a difference in your life. Apex Medical with his products that are geared towards men's health, and then Mason Danger for your beard care. Both of those products, I can't say more good things about.
Yep. Well, listen, guys, don't forget, head over to thedailybm.com. I think it's a good time to cut out of here. Mike, I think that was a really good subject for this Monday. And head over to thedailybm.com. You can click on, if you scroll down the page a little bit, you'll see the links that'll take you to Mason Danger to go ahead and get what we were talking about in those beard products. You can also get now the Apex Medical link straight from our website too. If you want to go direct, it's apexmedrx.com, and that's Apex, APEX medrx.com. So you can get over there, talk with Andrew. He's a great guy, man. He'll hook you up if you're having the same issues that we were having, man. We're here to help you guys too and help you get better. So, Mikey, got anything to add before we get out of here today?
No, just everybody have a great Monday. Go out there this week and slay it. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Spend some time focusing on your health, because without health, you can't have wealth or relationships, because it's the most important thing. It's the one thing that if you neglect it, it's going to impact every other area of your life. So take care of yourself.
Enough said. Right on, brother. And don't forget, Daily BM is the promo code that you will use at Basic Danger. I forgot to add that in at the end. It's Daily BM. You get 20% off on all those products. And we will see you guys on the flip side.
Have a good one.
Deuces.